Hush, Catwoman, and Infinity War Captain America coming to the MAFEX line. NECA Toys announces 12 plus different 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures coming in 2020. McFarlane Toys announces a Spawn figure for their Mortal Kombat line, and new Avengers video game themed Marvel Legends in the works from Hasbro. All that and more in today's news video. So let's jump into it. You action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNI News video. Now we've got a lot to cover today. I mean, we've got a lot of things to go over today. It's hard to believe that I just did a news video 2 days ago and already have so much news to talk about today. But before I do get into that, I just wanted to let you guys know, once again, just a reminder, if you haven't already, please consider signing up for the new TNI Newsletter. It is an easy way to keep track with all the latest headlines. And again, as we get closer and closer to Toy Fair, and we're still a month away from Toy Fair. Toy Fair starts on February 22nd, and the headlines are just going to keep coming. So instead of you having to go to all the news, it's us sending the news to you. It's really easy. It takes you 2 seconds to sign up. I have a link in the video description below, and if at any point you decide you don't want to get the newsletter anymore, you can unsubscribe at any time. So again, I do hope you consider doing that. It would be great if everybody watched this video signed up. I know that's not realistic, but again, something I think will definitely help you out as we get closer and closer to Toy Fair. Okay, so for today, we've got, like I said, a ton of news to talk about. Everything from Marvel Legends, more Marvel Legend news for you guys, some stuff from NECA, stuff from McFarlane. So just a ton of stuff. And let's start off on the NECA toy front. First of all, just a quick few updates. So first of all, they released these new images showing off these head sculpts to what appears to be a new Ace Ventura figure. So they previously did an Ace Ventura figure for their 8-inch retro line. It's unclear if this is for that same line or if perhaps they're going to do a 7-inch version, an ultimate edition maybe, of Ace Ventura, the Jim Carrey character. So whatever it is, you can see it's going to have 2 different head sculpts here, both with Jim Carrey type expressions and everything. And as more details become available for this, I'll be sure to let you guys know. And then also they released this week a teaser image for their Armored Lost, their new Armored Lost Predator figure. So they had already done this version of Predator before, but they're doing a new updated version with this new head sculpt. It's hard to tell from this image if the eyes are supposed to be lighting up or not, or if that's just the paint. It looks almost like they're lighting up, but I can't say for sure. Now, word is, even though not 100% yet confirmed by NECA, this figure will be released in conjunction with the anniversary, the 30th anniversary. God, it's hard to believe it's been 30 years since Predator 2 came out. But basically, they're doing this figure and redoing it to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Predator movie. And then this week via Twitter, NECA confirmed for us that they are going to be in 2020 releasing at least 12, if not more, figures based on the 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. Now, they may be breaking them up. They may not all be based on the first movie, as the first 2 waves that they've done were, but definitely on the 90s movies. There was the sequel and everything. So I believe they talked about before doing figures this year on the second movie. So likely some of those 12 will be for the second movie. No idea what characters, but they're doing at least 12 different figures from those original movies sometime this year. Now, as far as how these are going to be released, I assume these are going to be GameStop exclusives. And as far as that's concerned, if you've been having difficulties getting your hands on the second wave of the GameStop exclusive figures with the Splinter, Shredder, and the 2 Foot Soldiers, according to NECA, they're saying don't resort to secondary market prices. There are more on the way. They're working on something big, and they'll have more news for us on that front at Toy Fair. I don't know if that means they're going to be doing more at GameStop, or maybe they're going to be opening these up so they're offered someplace other than GameStop. It's not entirely clear by the tweet that they made, but definitely they don't want you to resorting to secondary market prices, paying scalper prices if you've not yet been able to get your hands on these figures. While, I realize, NECA's distribution is a little bit frustrating. Believe me, I personally know. I still haven't gotten Rocksteady and Bebop. I talked about how they were making plans to get more of those figures to Target stores in February, March, the Rocksteady and Bebop, as well as the Shredder and Krang. I talked about that in a previous video, and now it seems they're making plans on getting more movie figures out to you guys as well. So I do at least give them credit for trying to get more of these figures out. And I know it's frustrating. I know these store exclusives are very frustrating, and not being able to find these figures. NECA's figures are incredible looking, but sometimes, just getting your hands on them is very difficult. But again, it seems like NECA is at least trying to get more of these out to us. Okay, switching gears to McFarlane Toys. So first of all, we've got some new official images for 2 new Fortnite figures for their 7-inch line with the Vendetta and Scully figures. So both of these come with, axe-like accessories, and each one has their own version of a machine gun like you see in the video game. Obviously, they're going to have things like the stands like we see with all the figures. And both of these figures are slated for release in February of this year. So they'll be out sometime next month. Okay, and then on the Spawn action figure front, if you caught my interview with Todd McFarlane a few weeks ago, you know that there are articulated Spawn figures in the work for 2020. And it looks like the first one of those figures is actually going to show up in their Mortal Kombat line. So if you're not familiar, Spawn is actually going to be appearing in the new Mortal Kombat 11 video game. He's going to be a playable character in that game starting on March 17th, 2020. And because of that, it looks like McFarlane is going to be doing a Spawn figure for Mortal Kombat. So I'm assuming this is going to have similar articulation to the other Mortal Kombat figures that we've been seeing for this line. It's a 7-inch scale figure. Now this comes via Diamond Distributors Previews magazine, the newest Previews magazine that just came out today. It has the figure listed. No images are yet available for the figure and no details other than it's going to be Spawn and it's going to be included. They list it with the second wave of Mortal Kombat figures. So I don't know exactly how this is going to ship. We know there's the coming of the Johnny Cage and the Raiden figures. I don't know if it's going to be part of that wave or what, but definitely it looks like there is a Spawn figure coming for Mortal Kombat. It is 7-inch scale, and I do expect we'll probably see this figure on display at Toy Fair next month. Now for a real quick update on the Transformers front, for those of you who pre-order the Generation Select Seacon figures from Hasbro's Pulse website, it looks like those figures have been delayed. Originally, those figures had been listed with a January 25th release date, which is just a few days away, but now they've updated that release date on the website for March 23rd. So again, if you pre-ordered those figures, you've still got some more time before it looks like they're actually going to be released. Now for you Star Wars video game fans who collect the Black Series figures and have been looking forward to the GameStop exclusive line of Gaming Great figures, we know 2 figures for that are being released with the Jedi Knight Raven figure and the Heavy Battle Droid, which is just a repaint of their regular Battle Droid figure. In fact, I think the Raven figure is a repaint as well. But there's a third figure, at least a third figure, maybe more, but at least a third figure that is coming for the Gaming's Great line to GameStop this year. It should be out sometime in February. February 6th is looking like the release date for it. All we have right now is just a SKU number, and this comes via Toy Time, who discovered this in the GameStop system. No idea what the actual figure is going to be, but again, it looks like there is a third figure for the Gaming Greats line that will be released at GameStop in early February. Now for you fans of MAFEX figures, we've got a couple reveals this week. First of all, we've got a new DC Comics Batman Hush figure coming. This one is based on Catwoman, so they've already announced Batman and Superman from the Hush storyline, and now we're going to be getting Catwoman. And this figure is due out in October of this year and is going to come with her whip as well as 3 different face sculpts. So you're going to get one with the goggles up and she's kind of smiling. You're going to get one with the goggles down and she's gritting her teeth. And then a third one with the goggles lowered and she's got more of a smirk on her face. And then also besides that, you're going to get multiple pairs of hands like we generally see with these figures. And this figure is available for pre-order at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store. And again, the release date on that one is October 2020. And then on the Marvel side of things, it looks like we're going to be getting a Captain America MAFEX figure based on his appearance on the Avengers Infinity War. And Salome, my cat, who you've seen before, is joining us. She's a big cat fan like me. And with this MAFEX figure, you're going to get quite a few cool accessories. Like the Catwoman figure, this one is going to be due out in October. And the figure is going to include 2 different head sculpts. And then you're going to get Proxima Spear, Corvus Glaive's weapon. You're going to get 4 different versions of the Wakanda shield, or 2 different sets, one with the blades down and one with the blades retracted. And then you're also going to get multiple pairs of hands with the figure. So like I said, this figure will be due out in October along with Catwoman and is also available for pre-order at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store. While no images have been made available yet, solicitations have gone out for a new Marvel Select 7-inch scale Taskmaster figure from Diamond Select Toys. This will be based on the upcoming Black Widow movie, and the figure is due out in June. I also don't really have any details as far as what kind of accessories will come with the figure. All we really have is just this blacked out image, which does show that he'll have his hood. Hopefully he'll have things like his bow and arrow and shield and maybe claws and what have you, but we'll have to wait and see on those kinds of details. And I suspect we'll probably get our first look at this figure at Toy Fair next month. Okay, and then finally on the Marvel Legends news front, I've got some, gonna keep these in the rumor category, but I have gotten this confirmed from multiple sources, so it looks pretty legit overall. But looks like we're going to be getting a number of figures based on the upcoming Avengers video game from Square Enix, which has actually been delayed. The new release date on the video game now is going to be September 4th of this year. It was originally going to be due out, I believe it was going to be due out in May, but now it's been pushed to September. But with the game, it looks like we're getting a number of video game figures. So first of all, and it's unclear, I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be a video game figure, but this listing showed up in the GameStop system for an exclusive Hulk figure. And because it's a GameStop, it's most likely going to be based on the video game. But again, that's not 100% confirmed. But definitely it looks like we are going to be getting some type of exclusive Hulk figure at GameStop this year, and that's based on this computer listing, and a big thanks to MCU Collector for the heads up on that one. But that's not all. There also appears to be an entire assortment based on the Avengers video game coming. Now, it's unclear if the actual assortment is going to be all video game based figures. I actually think it's going to be a mix of both video games and comic book based, but it's being labeled as an Avengers video game themed wave. So initially, indications for this wave showed up at Everest Distributors, a listing they had up online. They're a distributor of toys, but I've done some further checking. A few folks have chimed in about this, and I want to thank everybody who's given me a heads up on this. But it looks like this wave of figures is going to include 7 different figures. And again, it's not entirely clear on whether these are going to be all comic or all video game based or a mixture of two. I believe, just my personal feeling, really more of a feeling than anything, is it is going to be a mix of video game and comic book based figures. I also have no idea if there's going to be a Build-A-Figure for this wave. It should be available for everywhere. It's not like a GameStop exclusive like the Hulk figure. And the 3 figures that I believe are definitely going to be video game based are Iron Man, which is actually, that one's 100% confirmed. Hasbro announced that one back in October. We've seen images of it and everything. So that's definitely coming. And then a Captain America figure based on the video game. I believe that's going to be a video game figure. And then Miss Marvel, which was announced recently to be in the video game, is getting the action figure treatment as well. I'm pretty sure that's a video game based figure. Now the others, I have absolutely no idea, but I'm guessing these are probably going to be comic book based, mainly just because I've not heard anything about these characters actually appearing in the video game, and some of these would be kind of odd choices to have in the video game. But again, the character listings are Captain Marvel, Mach 1 from the Thunderbolts, Leader, I know a lot of Hulk fans will be happy if we get a new updated Leader figure, and then Rage from the New Warriors. So being that we've gotten other comic book based Thunderbolt figures recently and New Warrior figures, again, that leads me to believe that these are going to be mostly, these 4 are going to be comic book based, not video game based. If we end up hearing word about any of these characters appearing in the video game, then that might change my mind. But right now, I'm going to go with comic book based, and it definitely appears there's going to be an assortment of figures, Avengers based figures coming out this year. So definitely pretty cool. And then also it looks like there's going to be at least 4 new Fan Channel exclusives coming. This news comes via JT Prime, who chimed in on the Marvelous News message boards. So I haven't done a lot of digging on these, but his info seems to be pretty solid. So I'm going to let you guys know about it. And he has no idea what the actual figures are going to be, but it looks like at least we're going to be getting 4 more Fan Channel exclusives this year. And then also indications of an Eternals wave, which is probably, that's a no-brainer with the Eternals movie coming. And then also indications that we're going to be getting another new Venom wave in 2020. Both the Eternals and the Venom figures are probably going to be out later in the year. But if and the Venom is likely going to be all comic book based, not movie based. But you never know. We'll have to see. We never did get a Venom movie figure from Hasbro, so maybe they'll have something for that in the works. But I just wanted to let you guys know that, I expect there's going to be a lot more coming on the Marvel Legend front this year. If last year was any kind of indication, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and more details, a lot of details I expect will come to light next month at Toy Fair. And the Hasbro coverage will begin on Saturday, February 22nd, so you will want to mark your calendars for that, and be sure to check Marvelous News for all the latest updates when that event begins. Okay, so that's it for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about in the comments section below. And also please consider signing up for that TNI newsletter. It'll take you seconds to do, and I think it'll really help you with keeping track with all the news as we head into Toy Fair. And the video link to sign up for that is in the video description below. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.